Okay. Alrighty. Looks like we are live. Perfect. I love being live. Hello, everybody. It's been a little while. So, I have some things that I need to address. The reason that I have not been uploading is because actually the place that I was at could not help support my streaming. So kind of not good. But I'm here now. I'm actually going to address. Now, there is a new channel called Rightist Historian. I'll even subscribe. I didn't subscribe on this channel. Now, Rightist Historian is a counter to me. They've made 3 videos: the beginning, the final warning, and last straw punk. They have DM'd me personally and said that I should respond to them. So I've responded. This 3rd video was actually their declaration of war. If you guys want to check them out, that'd be great. Go show them some love, you know? Because I do know the people who have this channel. They're good people. So they're not here to really hurt what we're doing here. They're here just to be my little fan club, I guess. All right, so as the title says, we're actually going to talk about the mass shootings. Mikhail, why you subscribe? Because I actually know the people who run that channel, so that's why I subscribed. Just felt like I should show them some love, you know? It's just for me, really. All right, so we're going to talk about the mass shootings that happened in Dayton and El Paso last weekend. I was going to do it on Monday, but as you can tell, I couldn't. So, sorry, I don't know where that burp came from. So we're going to talk about what happened in Charlottesville is a disgusting display of white nationalism. And it is absolutely abhorrent. It should not be happening in this day and age, but it is. And it's disgusting that our president doesn't realize that what he says has major influence on people. He says that this person acted out of their own self. No. You've been saying these things that he wrote in his manifesto. You have been saying that there's an invasion on our southern border. And now you're going back on that because you don't want to be linked to this guy. You want to wipe your hands clean of the blood. You and the NRA and the GOP. Well, NRA needs to just go bankrupt already. Macabo, I'm so glad that I have 5 people watching. Man, I have to stream later at night because people actually watch me. They don't watch me at 10 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning. Shit, I'm done. Anyway, so we're going to watch this first video of what Trump said immediately after the Dayton and El Paso shooting while he was in Morristown, New Jersey. God, I feel bad for that state. Here we go.
People of El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio, they're incredible people, and they've been through a lot. I just want to also...
Hold on. Before we keep going, what's with that tie? That's an interesting tie. I feel like this is a Christmas tie. Did you run out of good ties? Did you have to resort to your Christmas ties? Also, why does she look like, I don't know, why does she look like this? She usually looks a whole lot better. This whole button-up dress shirt and Aw. She looks really angry. Like any picture that I see of Melania, she looks real angry. She looks real angry. I feel bad for her. She's in a poor marriage. All right, let's keep going.
Thank the law enforcement in both places. The job they've done is incredible. I also want to congratulate them. I mean, nobody could have done what they've done. This could have been as bad as it was. It could have been so much worse. I just have to thank them. The job they've done is incredible. They were right on the ball in El Paso. They were there so quickly, and in Dayton in less than a minute. Think of the damage he did in such a short period of time.
Yeah, think of the damage he did. That's why we need to make sure that we ban high-capacity magazines, semi-automatic rifles. You don't need those for hunting. If you're a good hunter, I mean, think about this. People had to hunt back in the day. Native Americans had to hunt with just a bow and arrow. You had one shot or you missed your dinner. The early settlers had muskets. And those were even more inaccurate than bow and arrow, because at least bow and arrow, you could train yourself. Muskets, they had a little bit of they'd bounce around in the barrel. But again, one shot. You only had one shot to hit your target. And now they're saying that they need it for hunting. Well, then I guess you've let down your ancestors. Your ancestors would have went out, shot it with one bullet, and come back with a whole thing of deer. But you have to use an entire 100 rounds in order to put the thing down, because you're a terrible shot. Please, those are weapons of war, and we all know it. They do not belong in our Walmarts.
Less than a minute, the law enforcement acted and killed him. Mm-hmm. And it would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, but they didn't kill the El Paso shooter. They actually just detained the El Paso shooter. Oh, hello. Oh my God, I have stuff to read. Oh my God. Remember, to everyone watching, you should really like. I love you so much. I'm part of the Rightist Historian. Yes, Sam McNamara. Yes, I know. He is a good man. Nothing but love. I'm part of them. LOL. Yes, I wish you were president, Mr. Leftist. Your tie choice would be a good one. Fam, he ain't bad, but I'm sure he'd make a good president. I do have ambitions to run for president one day. I will be honest with you, but I don't know. My idea is by that point will already be done. I hope and pray that either Bernie or Elizabeth Warren, one of them gets in office, and they implement the plans that I want to see happen before I'm there. So I'm gonna take it off the screen because this looks. I don't like that it's like infinitum. All right, let's keep going. Yeah.
Horrible, but it would have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. I just want to say that these are two incredible places. We love the people. Hate has no place in our country.
Says the man who spews hate. Says the man who spews hate. Who said that? Is that some asshole outside? Oh my God. Anyway, hate has no place in our country. That sounds like something you were told by your aides to say, because I doubt you're one of the most hateful men in America. Please stop your stuff right now.
And we're going to take care of it. I spoke with Attorney General Bill Barr at length. I spoke to Christopher Wray, Director of the FBI. Spoke to the governors, both governors. And we're doing a lot of work. A lot of people are working right now, a lot of law enforcement people and others. Spoke to members of Congress.
And they said that they would do nothing, especially the Republicans, because they're in the pocket of the NRA. And Mitch McConnell is the dry rot of democracy. God, I hate Mitch McConnell. I'm going to take a quick look. What happened here? He would be the greatest president in history. I, for one, will not stand for this slander. He should probably run a smaller office. Donald Trump hates the gays. Yes, he does. Donald Trump hates the gays, even though he says he loves them. Also, I just got a text. Who did I get a text from? Oh, let me just respond to this text. All right. Anyway, let's keep going.
Whatever we can do, and a lot of things are being done right now as we speak. I'll be making a statement tomorrow sometime, but just on behalf of
We'll be going over that statement. This is going to be kind of a longer live stream, probably.
Our First Lady and myself, condolences to all. We have to get it stopped. This has been going on for years.
Yeah, if only you passed meaningful gun legislation. Maybe then that would stop it. No, it's got to be something else. We'll listen from what Kevin McCarthy, House Minority Leader, is. What he
For
thinks.
Years and years in our country, we have to get it stopped.
And we'll also listen to Sean Hannity and what his plan is to keep our country safe. Gosh darn it.
Well, thank you very much, and I will be making a statement tomorrow at about 10 o'clock, and I'll see you there. Thank you all very much. You have to talk up. We're talking to a lot of people, and a lot of things are in the works, and a lot of good things, and we have done much more than most administrations, and...
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. It's such a lie. I don't understand. How can you lie through your teeth? And your teeth are still somewhat white? They're kind of white. What do you use? Crest whitening strips? Come on, man.
It's just really not talked about very much, but we've done actually a lot. But perhaps more has to be done. But this is also a mental illness problem. If you look at...
Oh, here we go. Mental illness. Oh, it's mental illness. Whenever guns are brought up, shut up, CNN. Go away. Oh, damn it, CNN. I'm going to put you in the naughty corner if you don't stop. Let's see. Macambo. I don't doubt you for a second, but could you show me some evidence? Oh, about that. Well, he hasn't come out. So does Pence. Lord Historian. Is Jeffrey Epstein still alive, or is he in Cuba with Tupac? Macambo. I don't care about Trump Pence. He is known as pro-gay camps, and Trump has been with him. Trump has never been an ally of the LGBT community. He's never actively acted against it either. He has with the military, though, banning transgender people from serving. Also, Jeffrey Epstein. I will talk about him in the end. Remind me to talk about him at the end, okay? Because I don't want to get into that now. We're going to stick to this. Well...
Of these cases, this is mental illness. These are really people that are very, very seriously mentally ill. So a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening right now. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
I can't tell if a lot of things are happening, Mr. President. God, you are an asshole. Sorry, Alright, so we're actually going to look at, I need to also pull up the Sean Hannity thing as well, because I want to make sure that I show you this. Sean I think this is the clip I'm looking for. I just need one specific clip. I don't need this many. Oh shit. I don't know why I'm looking this up on stream. I should have had this ready, but this was new things. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find the specific clip because it was so dumb. So dumb. Calls for massive police state. Am I really not going to be able to find it? Hold on. We're going to quickly, yeah, we're going to quickly look here. I'm going to see, but I like these guys. Ring of Fire is good. They're good. They're good people. Is this it? Is this it? Please tell me this is it. No, that's not the link to the clip. No. Darn it, Ring of Fire. Ah. Is this a clip? Is this a clip? Please tell me this is a clip. I don't want to read an article. I just want. Is this it? Is this a clip? Please tell me this is a clip. Is this a clip?
I don't think it's because I thought of it. But let's stop.
Here we go. This is the clip. I want to show you. But we'll get to it in a minute. We're gonna go. Let's see what Kevin McCarthy has to say about this. Because Kevin McCarthy's response. God, I love Kevin McCarthy. And by that, I mean, I don't. Here we go. Kevin McCarthy.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us this morning.
I wish we were joining you on a different circumstances. This nation mourns for just a very sad day. No one in this country should fear going shopping or out on a Saturday night. These monsters that did this based upon evil. We need to get the facts, but we need to make sure we do not allow this ever to happen again.
I have some of the facts. It was guns.
Yeah, I mean, we are waiting on the facts, and of course, we're waiting on any motive or information of what was behind these tragedies. What do you want to say in terms of to the public, in terms of coming together, in terms of hoping that this doesn't happen again? Is this a mental issue? Is it something else? What can you say?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Is this it? I can't tell when it is. But I want you guys in the comments. What do you think he's gonna say? What do you think? What do you think he's gonna say? Huh? What do you think? What do you think he's gonna say? Huh? What do you guys think this man's gonna say? Huh? I want you to know. I want you to put in your response. What do you think he's gonna say? Are you think he's gonna say guns? Do you think he's gonna say he's gonna say mental illness? Being subscribed boosts it. I know, Macabo. I know that that's the case, but I cannot be bothered to keep typing in PragerU. So if a video that looks interesting pops up, actually, I have a PragerU video that I found. We may or may not get to tonight. I don't know. It depends on what you guys want. But basically, what I'm saying is it... Oh, okay, mental illness, lone wolves. Well, let's keep watching. Thank you guys for being Dora the
Whatever their intentions were, we know it was based on hate and evil. The planning of what took place, the actions of where they went. I mean, I know today is a day that millions of Americans will go out to their place of worship, that we will lift up those families who are mourning, we'll lift up their losses. We will thank them.
Oh my God, Kevin McCarthy, you're so strong. You're going to lift these Oh, no, emotionally. Because you're not going to lift them through any sort of meaningful change in the country. Because that seems like a, not kowtowing to your donors.
Responders, when we look at their ability to respond.
I mean, look at these guys. Jesus, they look like they're going to war. God, man, look at these guys. They look like they're going to war. I mean, I know this guy had a lot of guns, but jeez.
in Dayton, Ohio, in less than 1 minute, they were there with an individual that had his own armor on and others. I think it is responsible that we allow those law enforcement to do their job. But when the job is done, we should come together as one and find areas and ways that we can make sure that this does not happen again. But this is a sad day for this nation, and I know all will mourn together, but we will find how we solve this problem once we get all the information.
You know, we heard.
Yeah. Solve this problem when we get all the information. And then once we get all the information, we're going to take it, we're going to ball it up into a nice tiny little ball. We're going to throw it onto on firewood and have a nice bonfire. Because I'm a Republican. I don't care about mass shootings, really. I'm sending out my thoughts and prayers because that's all I have. Meaningful change? No. I don't want to anger my big daddy NRA buddies. I don't want to anger them. No. Oh no. They might take away my funding and I might not be able to come back. Oh no. Because they'll spend millions of dollars on me to make sure that I won't get reelected. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, yeah, Kevin McCarthy, get a fucking spine. Let's see. It was socialism. Thank you, Macabo. I don't actually know if that's how you say that name, but I'm gonna keep saying it that way. Let's see. Look at that. 3 people are watching right now. 3 people are watching. It's gone down from 6 to 3. Oh well, it's 22 minutes. You know, I'm glad that I had 6. That's the most I've ever had is 6 people watching my stream. Anyway, let's keep going.
The deputy governor of Texas earlier, and he was talking. It was a very impassioned conversation, really, and he was talking about the tone that the public uses on social media. He was talking about video games, all of these things that could have triggered. Certainly, the video game situation. He was.
Here we go. This is the main argument that Kevin McCarthy's pulling out of his asshole.
The shooter there in El Paso. But what are your thoughts on that in terms of understanding that words matter and that when we're talking to each other on social media or looking at video games where they're using, videos of characters with these weapons, is there a conversation to be had about that, about the tone that this country is using? It's become commonplace to say whatever you want to anybody on social media.
I think we should, and you want to see from these individuals what they wrote in others, but I mean, this may be a place that we could find this ahead of time. There may be a place of what's being written can be changed, could be an indication that an individual needs help in others that we can stop. But the idea of these video games to dehumanize individuals, to have a game.
Oh yes, God, I forgot. These video games that they dehumanize people. Oh, because as we all know, Minecraft. Oh, Fortnite. Oh God, don't get me started about Fortnite. Get over yourself. Get fucking over yourself. There's been no link between video games and mass shootings. Racist rhetoric, mass shootings, yes, there's a connection. Guns and mass shooting, yeah, pretty big connection. But Kevin McCarthy, he's not using his big old brain up there. And by big old brain, I mean it's a tiny marble rolling around inside of his skull. No, he's not using that. No, why would he? No. He's using 90s logic, because this was a big argument, in the 90s. I mean, video games are ruining the country. Shut up, nobody cares. Video games. It's Mobocho. Okay. Internet radicalization. You actually have great points, man. I really hope you do run for one day for president. The Democrats already very split. I don't suspect that will change. Maybe he'd be better off as a mayor or maybe a governor. A man can dream. I mean, I'll do stand-up comedy first, and if that works out, hell, I'll do it. Oh God, no! The thing I was drinking entered the frame. You guys didn't see that. All right.
Of shooting individuals and others. I've always felt that is a problem for future generations and others. We've watched from studies shown before of what it does to individuals.
There are no studies that link these two things together. I do not understand. Where are they coming up with these studies? The CDC has done a study, and it came to the conclusion that there's no correlation. Where are you getting these studies? I do not understand. I will not understand.
When you look at these photos of how it took place, you can see the actions within video games and others. But what I'd like to do...
I'm sorry, did he put down a bed and respawn after he was shot? No, he died. See, that's the thing. Is that most people, not 90% of people who play video games, we understand the fact that it is fiction. We understand the fact that if we die here in this life, we do not respawn. We don't come back. We're done for. In a game, if you mess up, you go back to the next checkpoint. That does not happen in real life. This man knew he was going in there to die. He knew he was not coming out. A person who knew that they would go right back to where they were probably wouldn't have been so fucking bold. By the way, you did fantastic at the Spelling Bee show. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you very much. For those who didn't know, I did, that was one of the reasons that I was not around for a while. I was doing a show. Anyway, basically, I was doing a show. And people think I did good in it. I don't know. I was alright.
To make sure just get all the facts where there are indications, and there's times before that we have found this, and there's times before that we've proven we could come together. Just in the last Congress, when we found that there was a shooting in Texas, that an individual should not have been able to have that weapon because he was dishonorably discharged, because there was abuse within inside that he did within his own family. But we found that the NIC, the National Instant Criminal Background Check, we came together to make sure that it was our own military that was not putting that forward, giving the information at the time, that could have been stopped, that weapon would have not have been in that.
I'm sorry, Kevin, are you asking for sensible gun laws? Oh my God, Kevin, I'm so sorry. We'll not see you in the house ever again. I'm so sorry.
Individuals' hands, but we did come together, and in reforming the NIC is that we were able to move and actually help states at the same time, or the bunt stock that was actually put forward in a prior administration, we were able to change.
Which brings up the issue of getting the right balance of gun safety, gun rights, but also gun safety. I mean, you know, we hear this conversation about gun control. You don't want to take it to a political place, but there is a conversation to have.
It is a political place because the people on the right make it so.
About gun rights versus gun safety.
those are discussions to have when you have a gun safety, but there's also a discussion to have and analyze the laws that are on the books today. When someone goes through in the NIC and they found out that they're trying to purchase a weapon they're not able to do, the latest stat I saw that only 8% of those individuals, something is done about that. I mean, those are early indications. And when you look in these past, that it is from these very sad situations, horrific, that the FBI was warned not once but twice, called and told about the mental capacity of this individual, how they were treating animals, what they were thinking. And the name was given. We should never speak of the names of these monsters that do these terrible, heinous actions, because I think that's part of what they want, and part can become into social media. Because of what they do prior. But could we find that? We found that in Florida, that the FBI was warned twice at 2 different times, months apart, and that could have been stopped. So are there places today that we do have an action that we can stop this, that is not being moved forward? And that is why the law enforcement should be able to do their job, find the information, and at that moment in time, we should come together as one and work through this.
House Minority Leader.
This person is texting me nonstop. All right. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna talk about different things. All right, let's move on. Is there anybody watching anymore? I'm just ranting. No, there's still 3. Why are you still here, 3 people? Why are you still here? I guess let's do Sean Hannity's thing because it's so dumb. So dumb. No, I just wanted the video. Go away, Ross Story. I don't care. I wanted the video just zoomed in a bit. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, whatever. Here we go. Here we go.
I don't think it's because I thought of it. But let's stop school shootings. We'll start there. Let's stop mall shootings. We'll start there. I'd like to see the perimeter of every school in America surrounded, secured by retired police, which you are, retired Secret Service, which you are, military, and I want guys to donate 15 hours. I think we could cover every school, every hour, every day, add a metal detector, and I think we're going to have safer schools. Have one armed guard on every floor of every school, all over every mall, the perimeter and inside every hall of every mall. Now, that gives us an instant response opportunity that we normally wouldn't have.
Okay, let's break that down. A, Sean Hannity wants us to live in a police state. Awesome. And by awesome, I mean, God, what are you, an idiot? Think about this. He's asking for every retired police officer, retired military, retired Secret Service to volunteer, not even being paid, volunteer out of the goodness of their heart, 15 hours to protect every single mall and every single school in this country. Install metal detectors, instead of the alternative, which would be so much simpler, of just passing gun legislation to make it harder to purchase a weapon. Instead, you want to live in a police state because you don't want to get rid of your guns that make your penis look bigger. They don't. They're tiny. The gun is still bigger than your penis, Sean Hannity. I'm sorry to tell you, but your penis is small. Don Bongino, your penis is small. I don't know who the woman in the middle is. This is Don Bongino. He was for NRA TV, which was a real thing, actually. Basically, it was the NRA. It was like Fox News, but with less showmanship. It shut down because the NRA is stupid. Okay, here we go. Basically, Sean Hannity, you want us to live in a police state, always in fear. And every floor in every mall. If you think about it, it took 30 seconds. 30 seconds. It was just 30 seconds for them to bring down the Dayton, Ohio shooter. You cannot get more fast. You cannot get faster than that. Unless you have the plan of, man on every floor. It's so dumb. I hate it. God. Well, who is this? Spaghetti and Regretti. Spaghetti and Regretti. It's my stage name. Do I want to watch this? Is this worth watching? I was gonna watch this, but then I was like, no, it's dumb. He's dumb. Let's go to PragerU. I always have fun with PragerU. Let's do it, guys. Just watch PragerU. Screw the president. We already listened to the president. I don't want to listen to him again. Let's go to this. The Charlottesville Lie. Yes. All right, here we go.
Politicians lie. We all know that.
Wait, I didn't know that. I didn't know politicians lie. Thank you,
This is not an...
Steve Cortez, for clearing that up for me. I didn't know.
I mean, of all politicians, it's simply part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's our job as informed citizens to figure out the truth. And that's where journalists and the media come in. They are supposed to help us ferret out fact from fiction.
And they do. Well, some news organizations more than others. I'm looking at Fox, CNN, and NBC. You're never going to get a company that is 100% non-biased. We live in a biased age. If you were talking about news stations in the 50s and 60s, they weren't as biased because they would show both sides of the story. But now they don't feel like they have to, especially Fox News. They can just play whatever the fuck they want. Sorry, I'm cleaning my keyboard. It's very spongy.
Act wrong, that's bad. When they get a fact... So when they get a fact wrong, that's bad. When they get a fact wrong, know it's wrong, and don't correct it, that's worse.
Yes, I agree. That is a terrible thing. When the media and when Fox News, the media, when Fox News, the media, not Fox News, gets it wrong, and they know it's wrong, Fox News. Okay, yeah, Fox News is terrible. All right.
That's not getting a fact wrong. That's a lie. And that's journalistic malfeasance.
That's journalistic malfeasance. Say it with any more fucking contempt in your voice, asshole.
Best, or maybe worst, example of this followed a presidential press conference at Trump Tower on Tuesday, August 15th, 2017. You remember what happened that previous weekend. A group of white supremacists held a white pride rally in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
The ostensible reason was to protest the removal of a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
An Antifa group showed up to counter-protest.
Oh, sweetheart. Really? Is that what you think Antifa is? Oh, sweetheart, that's not all of Antifa, you dumb moron. Dumb moron. Also, this is kind of a nice idealistic, version. Like, there were some, alright people, but, there was also some not good-looking people there. There were some fatter individuals there. They're all skinny here. Look at that. Look. They're all dressed in black. There weren't just regular people there. And there were just regular protesters. No. Everybody that was counter-protesting was Antifa. You're definitely not lying there, sir.
The mayor and the police were totally unprepared to deal with the violence that ensued.
They were actually very prepared because they knew that this was going to be a hotly contested thing. They were very prepared. It's just that at the last minute, for some reason, they decided that they were going to move because they already had it planned out where the White Pride rally would go one place, and the counter protesters would go in another place. But at the last minute, there was some confusion, and the white nationalists went through the counter protest to get to the park where the statue was, which led to violence. They weren't supposed to go to the park. They were supposed to stay outside the park in a designated area that the police roped off. But the police didn't give them the memo? It's kind of not entirely clear. But it was well organized. It just wasn't well executed. That's the problem. The police were prepared. They just messed up a tiny bit. And that led to the death of Heather Heyer. God rest her soul.
Tragically, a young woman, Heather Heyer, was run over and killed by a neo-Nazi.
Oh, at least they call him a neo-Nazi. Thank you, PragerU, for labeling him what he is. Thank you. Dankeschön. Anyway. Let's keep it going.
The press conference itself was raucous. The media was antagonistic. The president was combative.
Okay. Can we, is there another calendar? Okay, let's go back to your little calendar here. Where is it?
2017.
Okay, here. So, Friday into Saturday, this is when this all happened, right? Friday night into Saturday. Friday night was when you had the chants and the Tiki Torch rally, which was when they were shouting, "Jews will not replace us," and "blood and soil." You know, just regular Nazi shit. Then you had the protest itself, with counter-protesters being there and Heather Heyer dying on this Saturday. Trump released a statement which did not condemn neo-Nazis. Then he made a statement on Sunday saying, he made a statement Monday. Right, he didn't make a statement all that weekend. He made a statement Monday, basically saying neo-Nazis are bad, right? Then on Tuesday at the Trump Tower meeting, he seemingly went back on what he said. So that's why people were mad at what he said, because he appeared to go back on what he said. He said that neo-Nazis were bad, and then he said, well, there were bad people on both sides. There were good people on both sides. And while, yes, there were good people, I'm not saying that every single person there was solely a white nationalist. There was probably like 3 people there who were genuinely upset about the statue being taken down. But I'm pretty sure most people were just neo-Nazis.
The press conference itself was raucous. Out of it all, one phrase eclipsed the thousands of words exchanged. The media reported that President Trump described neo-Nazis as very fine people. Only he didn't. In fact, he didn't even hint at it.
No, he did. He did. There's a really good video that I was watching Sean. It's the name of the YouTube channel. It's Sean. Look it up. PragerU lies about Charlottesville. It's really good. And he goes into a better detail about how all of the phrases, because I can't really remember all the phrases at the top of my head right now. But basically, fact is that he did hint at it. So you're wrong, PragerU.
Just the opposite. He condemned the neo-Nazis.
Days prior, he did not condemn them at that press conference.
No uncertain terms. So then, who were the fine people he mentioned? The answer? He was referring to another group of Charlottesville demonstrators who came out that weekend. Protesters who wanted the Robert E. Lee statue removed.
Okay, can we talk about this? We're talking about this. You're saying that Antifa... You said earlier that it was only Antifa. You did not mention these people. You did not mention the other people. You only mentioned these two groups. You lied.
And protesters who wanted to keep the statue and restore the park's original name. This is what President Trump said about those peaceful protesters.
No, he did not. That's not what he was referring to at all. He actually was referring to the night before, but that's beside the point.
You also had some very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue.
Yeah. The people in this group right here, the people in this group were also these people. And the people in this group were also this people. It was a mixture of both. Okay? But not all people were Antifa, and a lot of people were, in fact, neo-Nazis.
And the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. A few moments.
Except it was called Unite the Right rally. Why would the Unite the Right rally go to a specific park when they could do it any fucking time they want?
In case there would be any misunderstanding, he makes his meaning even more explicit. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists. They should be condemned totally.
This wasn't said during the press conference. This was said at a different point. Okay, no other... Is anybody even watching? I have two people watching. Okay. After this video, I'm probably going to be done for the night, guys. So, strap in.
Lest you have any doubts that good people were in Charlottesville to protest the removal of the Robert E. Lee statue, the New York Times confirmed it in a story they published the next day, August 16th. Good people can go to Charlottesville.
Okay. First, you said that the media lied about it. And now you're quoting the media. And a source that Trump doesn't even like. Which is it, PragerU? Are you with the media or are you against it?
And Michelle Percy, a night shift worker at a Wichita, Kansas retirement home who drove all night with a conservative group that opposed the planned removal of a statue of the Confederate General Robert E. Lee. After listening to Mr. Trump on Tuesday, she said it was as if he had channeled her and her friends who had no interest in standing with Nazis or white supremacists.
And yet she did.
There's another simple test that we can employ to prove that the president was not referring to the neo-Nazis as fine people. It's so obvious, it's painful to mention. The president's daughter and son-in-law are Orthodox Jews.
God. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the same argument as I can't be racist. I have a black friend. Jesus. Just fucking stupid. God. You make me want to die. I want to die. I want to die. The fact of the matter is that there were virtually no non-white nationalists protesting the removal. You're right, Mobocho. You're right about that, actually. There were very few people who were actually there to protest the removal without being white nationalists. And those who were still stood by the white nationalists. Did you say something else? How can Trump be fascist if he isn't literally a Nazi? Yeah, really. It's not like fascism doesn't necessarily have to be racist. Benito Mussolini's fascism was not racist. It was not. Nazism is different than fascism. Fascism is just a system of government. Nazism is an ideology of superiority. The Italians really didn't believe in that. That's why the Italians really didn't participate in the Holocaust and only did it because they wanted to keep Germany happy. And even then, they really didn't do it all that much. They literally just rounded them up into ghettos. And then once Italy fell, the Germans did the work by escorting a lot of them to different extermination camps.
His grandchildren are Jewish.
Oh my God.
And if that's still not enough to convince you,
It's not. It's not. Because, again, I can't be racist. I have a black friend. That's not an argument. Okay?
of this. Does anyone believe that Donald Trump thinks they're a good Antifa? The leftist thugs?
Oh my God. The leftist thugs. Oh my God. You haven't used this language with the neo-Nazis. What? Where's that? Neo-Nazis literally killed somebody, and yet you're still like, oh, leftist thugs. They throw milkshakes at my politicians. They're the real bad guys. I use my big brain. Got a big brain over there. You got the same brain as Kevin McCarthy, rolling, rattling around in there like a stray marble.
Counter-protesting the neo-Nazi thugs?
Oh.
After all, if those two groups
Sorry, I should have let him continue. But still. Fucking asshole.
were the only ones involved, and there were fine people on both sides, that means the president believed that there were fine Antifa people. Even MSNBC should have found that hard to swallow.
Okay, again. Yes, there were some people in that crowd, but he was also referring to just the fine, not openly killing people white nationalists. Because even if these conservatives went there, they stood side by side with neo-Nazis and said nothing. They didn't go and separate themselves into a smaller group. They stayed with the larger group. And there was only a small amount of Antifa protesters even. I don't remember Antifa even being there. They might have been there, but I don't think they were there as much as they were at places like Berkeley and other places. But Antifa wasn't that big. It was mostly counter-protesters. But neo-Nazis were big there, not just random conservatives.
Again, the very fine people on both sides President Trump described at the press conference were the people who wanted to remove the Robert E. Lee statue and the people who wanted to keep it. Both of these groups were nonviolent protesters, fine people with very different ideological views.
Okay, if you look at video, there's... Again, Sean did a really great video on this. He basically pieced together a lot of lost footage that a bunch of right-wing YouTubers had. They pieced together a narrative of that. And in the narrative, you can see that there were a lot of people attacking the counter-protesters.
The scandal of Charlottesville is not what President Trump said about
No, it is. We should not take that light.
neo-Nazis. It's what the media said President Trump said about neo-Nazi.
He literally said it. Also, notice how in this paper right here, and he brought this up earlier, there's no actual... Because here, we saw, it was the New York Times. We clearly saw that this was he clearly shows right here. This is the New York Times. This was a New York Times article. But here, look, there's no title. What paper had this? Trump describes neo-Nazis as very fine people. It might have been something close to this, or maybe not at all. Maybe it was a lot of the president's thoughts on Charlottesville, things like that. But when I saw this, I saw no headline that said this. Describes neo-Nazis as not a single this was a very major part of the article, but it was not the headline. It was not described as this. They broke down the thing. Also, a lot of the companies that you probably say, what is it? Yeah, again, Sean goes through it, and he goes through every single one, and they showed in the full context of what he said. They showed full context. None of them lied. You are lying right now about them lying.
Nazis. It's a scandal because news reporting is supposed to be about gathering facts, not promoting an agenda. In Charlottesville, they got it exactly backwards. We have been living with the consequences ever since.
What consequences? There's no consequences for that. Oh, you mean the consequences of honest reporting because CNN was not everybody in CNN was immediately lynched. Right, got it.
Plainly put, ABC, CBS, NBC, NPR, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the others spread a malicious lie that has
hey, why didn't you mention Fox News there, huh, bud?
The Washington Post and the others spread a malicious lie that has poisoned our national dialogue. They should apologize to the American people.
You should apologize for making this video, sir. Because you're just wrong. I could go through and I could show you every single one that basically said in their full context. They showed in their full context what he said. And you still wouldn't be believing. You're so delusional. Listen, I want to bring people into the light. I want to make sure that we get these kind of things. I want to get PragerU off of YouTube. I want to get the right-wing reactionaries off of YouTube. Not really censorship, but because of the stuff that they peddle. These lies that they peddle. It should not be acceptable in this modern day.
For what they have done. Don't hold your breath. Actually, I have a better idea. Let out a big sigh of relief, because now you know the truth. I'm Steve Cortez, CNN political commentator and columnist for Real Clear Politics for Prager University.
Okay, before we go, I'm going to look up real clear yeah, I can't spell. Is this what I want? No. Okay, let's see. I want to see what they stand as, because I like media bias / fact check. Real Clear Politics. Okay, so they're center right. Okay, right of center bias. Okay, so they're not right. They're not far right. They're not moderate. They're kind of, they're a little bit, they're over there, but oh, reporting mixed. Well, alrighty. Let's see. Fascism isn't a system of government. I suggest you check Innuendo Studios' video on fascism. It is a system of government. It's not a system. It's a structure of government behind one specific individual. Anyway, point being, Trump is a fascist. Shootings are bad. We need common sense gun control. Okay. It was great to see you guys again. Great to talk to y'all. Have a good night. Remember, keep yourself informed and don't let ignorance be the death of you. And bash the fash.